I shot for it for 8 months and then the serial shut down. There was a Tamil film I was doing and I got thrown out of the Tamil film. I said, let's sit in the coffee shop, and he said, no, let's go to your room.
Call her a woman of substance, call her a woman of worth. Vidya Balan is magic on screen. Today we have the lovely Vidya Balan joining us for a conversation on Pinkvilla. Welcome.
Thank you, and thank you for that lovely introduction.
Ma'am, along with all the things that you've braved, you have braved through a lot of struggle before you actually became an actress. Do you remember your first audition?
Do I remember my first audition? Yes, I do. It was for a television serial. It was called La Bellas, being made by Raman Kumar and Vintananda. I had actually, in college at Xavier's, there was a poster announcing that they're looking for actors to be part of a college campus serial.
Yeah.
So I sent a letter. My sister wrote the letter for me. We went to a local photo studio, wore, you know, jo shaadi ke kapde nahi hote, wore the best clothes. She did my makeup. She told me how to pose and all. I did it. We got pictures, we sent it. I got called for an audition. I went for the audition and there were lots of people. There were 70, 80 people that day. So I reached at 11 in the morning and I got a chance to audition at 7. It was crazy, and my mom was like, really, do you want to be doing this? There's a lot of waiting involved in this profession and all that. But I got selected after the audition. And I shot for it for 8 months and then the serial shut down. The channel they were making it for was a new channel which didn't take off.
So the serial also never came really?
The serial never came on air.
Oh.
So it was, I've seen that kind of heartbreak from the very beginning. But my parents thought that probably abhi bhoot utar jayega. But wo utra nahi. I got a chance. And one thing led me to the other. I didn't get a photo shoot done. I didn't go to various ad film production houses or producers' offices, and I didn't leave my pictures. I just kept, this is what I wanted to do. Next, Hum Panch happened.
Yeah.
So because the serial shut down, they called us to Balaji for an audition for a daily soap. When I was testing for the daily soap, they confirmed me for Hum Panch. Hum Panch I quit Hum Panch, and then I was doing this television media workshop where this gentleman, Nandu Khanikar, said, why don't you, are you interested in doing ads? My brother-in-law is an ad filmmaker and they're looking for a new face. I went and auditioned. There were 40 people auditioning that day and I got it. So one thing led to the other. There was lots of rejection even down south and all that.
Yeah, that's what I was coming to. That, there was a time when you apparently had 12 films signed and none of them took off.
When you say signed, it's not literally signed on paper. They were verbal commitments. But I got replaced in each one of those films. And I remember it was heartbreaking. I remember there was a Tamil film. Those were all Malayalam films. There was a Tamil film I was doing and I got thrown out of the Tamil film. And I remember the producer, my parents had come with me because, they were so worried for me. I had really begun to fade, Kuch bujh jata hai na apne andar. So my parents, both of them flew to Chennai with me. We went to the producer's office and the producer showed us clippings from the film. And he said, just look at her. Does she look like a heroine? He said, I was honestly not in favor of taking her at all. It was a director who insisted.
And they just replaced you overnight?
No, they had already replaced me. When we got to here, my father spoke to the producer and said, can we at least come and meet you in Chennai? Because they were wondering, what is it that's going wrong, Because if they had to, they were also considering telling me that, listen, it's not working out for you. Why don't you think of something else? So they wanted to know, what is it that was a problem. So he said this, and I remember I felt ugly, Nandip. I felt like shit. And for months, which felt like 6 months, I don't know whether they were really 6 months, I don't think I looked at myself in the mirror. I didn't like what I saw because I thought I was ugly. And I think, for the longest time, I hadn't forgiven that man for that.
Yeah.
But thankfully today I can say with my hand in my heart that I have. Because thanks to that, I realized that, of course there were many other instances, many other experiences that made me realize that I have to love and accept myself the way I am.
Yeah.
That was one of those instances. Because
and that too so early in your career.
Yeah, and someone may find you beautiful, someone may find you drop dead gorgeous, someone may find you shit ugly. But it's how you feel about yourself that matters.
It was also that at the same time when your film with the superstar down south was getting rejected.
Mohanlal.
Yeah, Mohanlal. And I think there were other people who were like predators who tried to lure you into a film which was really like nasty, if I'm not wrong.
No. There was another Tamil film I was doing, and it was fixed up on the phone. Those days, they would not even
The
come down to
contracts,
meet you or anything. They would narrate it to you on the phone, and they'd say, okay, these are the kind of clothes. We've got a costume designer. They'll get the clothes. It was not organized in the way that we are today.
Yeah.
And I didn't know any better. So I said, okay, I committed to the film. I landed up in Chennai and I shot with him for a day, and I got really uncomfortable with the kind of humor in the film. I thought it was I don't know if it was a sex comedy, or at least there was double entendre dialogues, which made me uncomfortable. I said, I don't want to be doing this sort of stuff. So I left the film and I came back. And then they sent me a legal notice and all. And you know how it is initially in your career, when you're new also, people sometimes don't treat you with that
respect.
much regard and respect. And I didn't like all that. I've never been, we've been taught by our parents that you give respect, you get respect. So I was like, not that they misbehaved with me or anything, but just that I felt, do I want to be like, I don't
it's
want
not
to be
the
treated.
space maybe that you wanted
I just didn't, I was uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So that, they sent a legal notice and we sent one back because I was in my right to, there was no paperwork or anything. So finally that got sorted. But so these are all very precious learning experiences.
You made your debut with Parinita, but nobody knows that it was the 63rd or 64th audition that you had given for the film that...
people say all sorts of things. People say 17, people say 40, people say 63. I don't know how many tests I went through. But I know over a period of a few months, there were tests that happened. So I would, every week, Dada Pradeep Sarkar would tell me, we're going to do one more test this week. And I would be like, what are you testing, my little finger or what? What more is there to test? But I think they were just testing me to make sure, because it was a big budget film, to invest in a newcomer, because it was a title role. So they wanted to make sure that I was ready for this plunge.
Yeah, but also there are different kinds of bullying that you've gone through because they have fat shamed you. They have spoken about the way you dress, the way you walk, everything, every kind of thing. Even after becoming the actress, and even after delivering films like Bhool Bhulaiya, if I'm not wrong. Did that ever bog you down? And what was the meanest thing that somebody ever told you, like after you became an actor?
I remember for the longest time, I think what scarred me was when someone wrote that, dressed like this, she has no business getting out of her house. She should stay indoors. I remember that had affected me too much. So for a long time, I used to remember that and really get angry. Now I don't. Now
everybody's saying something or the other. I get rubbish comments on the good interviews.
There may be 10 people in a room. 2 people may like you, 8 people may not. Or 8 people may like you, 2 may not. You're never going to have everyone liking you. And sometimes all 10 people may not like you. Sometimes all 10 people may like you. But the only consistent person, in your life is you. So your like or dislike of yourself is most important.
Was there any time when people tried to be a little smart with you? Because a lot of casting couch is a reality in the industry. Has it ever happened to you? Like,
one day, I remember I was in Chennai and this director came to meet me. I had traveled to Chennai for an ad film shoot and this director came to meet me. And he said, I said, let's sit in the coffee shop. And he said, no, let's go to your room. So what I did was, I said, okay, he kept insisting, no, I want to talk to you in detail. There are too many people here. So I left the door open. He left within 5 minutes. He didn't say anything. He didn't make a move or anything. Today, while talking about this, all these years, I think I'd forgotten about it. It suddenly struck me that this had happened. That was the only instance.
But ma'am, I've always maintained this, that you are a consort battleship in your own way. You actually don't need. And you've broken so many jinxes, you've broken so many stereotypes that the industry usually try to attach to women in this fraternity especially, and maybe in the world, in life as well. I'm very happy because, you know, there are these untold stories that never really get spoken about.
Right.
And it's lovely to see where you've reached, because I think a lot of women derive that strength from you.
Right.
And thank you for this lovely conversation.
Thank you. I loved it.
Yeah, because I do feel that a lot of people should get to know what actually is. There's a lot of things going behind that stardust.
Yeah, absolutely. Everyone has a story.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Nandi. Hi, this is Vidya Balan. If you like this video, please like, share or subscribe to Pinkvilla.